Adding more meaning and purpose to your children's conversation, dialogue, and discussions is what elevates their understanding of self, of people, and their surroundings. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at 5 interesting ways to improve your student interaction and make it more meaningful. I'm Shama, and if you like my content, please do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon. Firstly, a good idea to start an interesting conversation is to begin with a thinking question. So knowing where your children are with the concept or idea that you're trying to put forth is really important. Understanding their prior knowledge is really important. And being mindful about the space that you're creating for them to express themselves. So subtracting your own experiences, a lot of times we as parents and teachers tend to jump in with our own ideas and our own experiences. It's really important for a good conversation to be initiated by the children through their perspectives and coming from their point of view. Number 2, all good conversations are connected to real life. So if you're unable to make any real life connections to the idea being discussed, then children are not going to be invested. So the important thing to understand is that children will be spending their time and energy on ideas that are viable, relatable, and hold some meaning to their lives. Sometimes we feel that if you're having a conversation, it's only going to be meaningful if you're going to end up with a result, a reward, or some kind of a closure. But understanding that some discussions will not have a conclusion, some problems will not get resolved, some ideas will be abandoned, is a really important idea for us as parents and teachers to understand that conversation and their value needs to be gauged by the steps that we take through that conversation, the ideas that are developed through that conversation, the point of views that have shifted or made a shift through that conversation is what the achievement is. So a lot of times it is very important to gather the worth of a conversation or dialogue by the amount of progress that has been made through it. I believe that diversity actually adds a lot of meaning to your conversation. And I've experienced that firsthand as a teacher when I used to open up a conversation in my classroom. I understood that every child who contributed towards it was doing so because of their cultural backgrounds. They brought in a new perspective due to their faith, to their understanding of things, to their value system that they followed at home, and their own experiences from life. And this exchange of ideas and perspectives is really what brings in the diversity and understanding of how one concept or idea can have different shades. And if you are that teacher or parent who understands that every child will have their own perspective of things, and you're ready to make changes or show shifts in ideas in your own life, and if you're able to model that in a way that your faiths and your beliefs are fine, but you're ready to make that change if you're convinced, then I believe that every single conversation that you're going to have is going to be meaningful and purposeful. And finally, a really important point is that if a child has this sense of belonging in a space where they are having a discussion or having a dialogue, it is going to make a huge difference, because the moment the child feels that they are accepted, that their voice matters, that what they're contributing is going to be seen with respect or addressed with respect, then they are going to feel the freedom to say what they want to say. And I think if you're a teacher or parent who can create that environment for the child where they feel the sense of belonging, they would begin to take ownership for their words, they would take ownership for their actions, because they know that they are being heard and seen. And that's really important to adding and living a purposeful life. I'm going to end this video on this note that we're all trying to make meaning out of life. We're all trying to find our purpose in life. So having meaningful conversations and discussions with our children is where we begin. And it's really, really important to make children feel heard, seen, and accepted. And I hope that these different ideas that I've shared with you are going to help you, start having more meaningful interactions with your children. I hope to see you next time. Please do subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you like the content. Bye-bye.